Hi everyone, Keith here. Hey, just wanted to post a quick overview of everything that's going on with my case so far. And for those of you that don't know anything about it yet, this is the first time hearing of it. Go back through my videos and look at my first video getting pulled over for my private property plates. And what I'm talking about is instead of traveling and relinquishing my my authority to somebody else by subjecting myself to their rules and regulations and getting what they call plates, registration, insurance, driver's license, and all that. I prefer to stick to maintain my inalienable human rights, which are supported by the Constitution, both the Continental Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the states and the republics, each and every one of them. And basically what they are is I just went out to Walmart and I got 64 cents a piece, people, and they just say private property. They're white on the back and then real nice, clear, plain red, very eye-catching. And for those of you that don't know, I've been running around with those plates on my vehicles for a time now, and had actually been pulled over before in them without any mention of them whatsoever. I was pulled over by a state trooper for speeding and given a speeding ticket and no insurance, but he didn't say anything about the invalid plates. So basically they do know some things, but again, like I said, a lot of these guys out there are just doing their job, and those that want to be bullies about them will do just that. They will bully and they will break windows out. They will arrest, kidnap, and imprison, whatever it takes. But basically, when you get down to the reality of it, it's your mistake by giving up your authority, by not realizing you are your own individual. And until people come across that concept and have full faith in themselves in being able to stand up and do these things, it won't accomplish anything in their lives. For us that are out here trying to set a working model, be living examples, I assure you we're doing the best that we can. And that's why I'm doing this little overview here, because along my experience, none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. But I've always known that we all have remedy. There's always remedy. Mankind always has remedy. And one of my biggest firm beliefs is that mankind's most powerful weapon right here. Just use it. That's your remedy. That's your remedy. Use your head. And basically what I've done is I've posted a lot of videos here in the event of these courses that are going on, and updating people as to what I'm learning and what's out there already. And all I'm doing is passing it on in my opinion, in my views, the way I see things. And hopefully others will be able to use this material themselves in their own aspects, whether it be for just educational purposes, entertainment purposes, or actual practical use in taking care of matters in your own life and becoming your own authority. And basically what it all boils down to is your parents and their parents and their parents, and how everybody's losing knowledge that's already there. It's whether it's being omitted by somebody else, or not taken advantage of by yourself, or not taught to your children, or not learned from your elders or those that are willing to teach. These are all matters that we all need to think about in our own best interest, in good faith to ourselves, because nobody else is doing that for us. Believe you me, when you want to talk about your government and how they're doing things in your best interest, you better think again. They're not. They're doing it in their best interest. My travels here in this experience, like I said, have been a growing experience for myself. And you'll see I've posted a lot of videos in regards to the filings that I've sent to the courts, giving you the verbiage and word usage that I've learned to use or not to use, because like I said, it's a learning experience every day as I go along, and I'm learning more and better, and hopefully able to stand up taller and straighter, as well as pass it along to others so they can do the same. So basically, in regards to this particular incident here with the private property tags, all the notices and everything I've given, whether I made mistakes or errors, I'm going to go right back to the one thing: we always have remedy. So when you get involved in this stuff, I'm hoping you'll act just like I do and understand that all you got to do is take advantage of the information that's out there and be able to discern the difference between fact and truth, fact and fiction, law, color of law, all these different definitions, that word phrases that you're going to hear in your research. You need to research each and every one of them, and they're going to be clearly defined, and that's going to give you the ability to go down the path that you need to go according to your situation. Some of you are going to use codes and statutes to rectify a situation in your life. Others are going to use the IRS. Others are going to use probate court. Others are going to use DBAs and UCC1s. And they're all different methods, and you should learn all of them, because it's going to give you a better understanding of not just who you are, but who they are and how they take advantage of you in the very, very many different ways, so that if they do make a mistake and you don't catch it, they can correct it or rectify it by averting to a different path and going a different way, throwing something else at you, whatever it is. And I explain that by this particular case. Again, an overview of everything. I was arrested for my plates. They did an illegal, unwarranted search. They did a unlawful conversion. They converted legalities to law. They converted their privilege of performance of duties for a corporation to authority and law. The actual people that perpetuated this from the beginning of the stop don't even understand the terms that they're going to be asked about in court. When you start talking about mens rea, actus reus, corpus delicti, juris secundum, sui juris, pro se, all that stuff, you better know what you're talking about. You have to, because if you don't, they're going to make a fool of you. And if you do know it, you're going to be able to make a fool of the people that initiated all this shit. And on top of that, these people have performances they are required to do. They have bosses. You as the individual, you're your own boss. And you need to start learning how to prosecute this stuff. And again, I say, different people do it different ways. And so when I say prosecute, I mean take care of business. Your own private business, your own affairs. Whether they want to call them commercial affairs, legal affairs, lawful affairs, criminal affairs, whatever. You are the one that's responsible. Quit hiring these lawyers and attorneys. They're part of the problem. They're the ones that are the main portion of corruption. That's why you're voting for them in your political offices. Don't you understand? Most of those people are lawyers, and they're the ones fucking you. Quit it. The nationals are not meant to vote. We grant privileges to people in good faith to take care of our foreign affairs. Basic and simple. In the meantime, we should be able to take care of our own affairs, our own personal, private agenda, and our own personal, private affairs. The free trade and barter system. John, I need a loaf of bread, but all I got is a dozen eggs. Are you cool with that? Yeah. That's freedom. When you have people regulating that, saying that they need a dollar amount because they have to babysit you, then something's wrong. You're supposed to be full-grown adults. If you make a mistake, then you stand up for it, and you either repent or you make right what was wrong. And we shouldn't need others to do that for us. We're supposed to be stewards of this land and take care of all, including the people, the creatures, the water, the land, the air, everything. We're the dominant creature. Yet we're acting like imbeciles. So when we get to these proceedings in court, we don't want to act like an imbecile. You portray the imbecile as the one sitting on the bench. When you go to your arraignment and you spell out your name with a written plea of guilt ready, and the imbecile issues a warrant for your arrest for failure to appear to the arraignment because he doesn't want to accept the spelling of your name. He wants to play a game. Well, understand, it's my life he's playing a game with. It's my history. It's my birthright. It's all this shit that he's writing down, trying to convince everybody else that I'm a bad guy. I'm the one standing up for myself. That's all I'm doing. So when he turns around and issues that warrant for arrest, I stand up for myself. And I go to the bondsman, I show him my written plea of guilt. I hand that over to them so they can go enter it into the court. They enter it into the court and get me another court date. Of course, I've got to go through the jail and be arrested and booked in and everything, and then appear at initial appearance for failure to appear, which is what my paperwork said. But then when I get there, it's the same imbecile, and he wants to sit there under his breath off the recording. Would you like to try this again? Sure. Because again, I'm going right back. I don't care what anybody says about admitting that you're that corporation or not. We always have remedy. Always. So, again, all you got to do is use your head. And this is the stuff that helps show that they're imbeciles. Because when I appeared at this second appearance, that is now called an arraignment, that in my paperwork upon arrest of the warrant was called initial appearance. Excuse me, is it an initial appearance or is it an arraignment? So then we get up there and he asked me to quantify my name and validate that I am the defendant by not asking me my name, not asking me to spell it, but telling me to look at the top left-hand corner of my document and verify that that is me. So, of course, yes, that's me. I'm going to play their game. I know their rules. I know my remedy. So, yeah, we'll play this, and as soon as my remedy is able to play out, they'll understand. But in the meantime, he then turns around and goes forward to setting it for a trial date. Now, excuse me, sir, but I already offered my written plea of guilt myself, which you refused, and issued a warrant for my arrest for failure to appear, and now you're issuing a trial date again, even though I handed it to the bondsman, who then entered it into the court. And he tells me that it's not a valid written plea of guilt. What an imbecile. I can walk into any court, say I'm who they want me to say, and say two words, I'm guilty, and they're going to write that shit down. So there is nothing technically wrong with it. What's technically wrong is he's an imbecile. He's playing a game. He's lying. He's perjured himself. I can take that same written plea of guilt to any court, and they will not accept it. It's a matter of their game. So understand, people. It's a game, and they try to use fear against you. All you got to do is stand up to it and know the truth. And if you make a mistake along the way, remember, we always have remedy. Just use your head. If you can't think of it, that's a good reason to be asking questions. Ask questions and listen. Don't give excuses, well, this guy said that. Just listen. And take all that information in. This guy said, this guy said, this guy said, and they said, and this book says, and a guy that says in here. Take all that information and use your own head. You can figure out what is right and what is wrong by taking a conglomeration of all the information and saying, okay, well, this doesn't seem to fit, but all this does, and it works, or this, and piece it out until you find the truth. There's a lot of us out there on this learning path, and we're hopefully going to keep learning. It's what people are about. We've got the higher education, and the higher we make it a priority, the higher that education goes. You got to do it yourself, though. You can't just believe in somebody else. You got to know the truth and take action. For you people, God bless. I love you all.